date, he win a lottery and die next day. It's a black fly in Chardonnay. It's a dead road party, 2 minutes late, and it's erratic. Do you think? It's like rain on a wedding day. It's a free ride when you're already paid. It's a good advice that you just can't take. And who would have thought it's the girl? Mr. Play safe was afraid to fly. Pack his suitcase and kiss his kids goodbye. He waited his whole damn life to take that flight. And as the plane crashed down, he thought, well, isn't this nice? Isn't it ironic? Do you think? It's like rain on a wedding day. It's a free ride when you're already paid. It's a good advice that you just can't take. And who would have thought it's the girl? Like it's upon the way, I'm sleeping upon the way. Everything's okay and everything is going right. Like it's upon the way, I'm helping you already. Everything's gone wrong, everything knows I'm in your way. Traffic jam when you're already late. No smoking sign on your cigarette break. It's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife. It's like meeting this woman, she's my beautiful wife. Isn't this ironic? Do you think? Isn't this ironic? Ha! It's like rain on a wedding day. It's a free ride and you're already paid. It's a good advice that you already take. And who would have thought it's given? Hold on, that's correct there.
Tell me what you really like. Baby, I can take my time. We don't ever have to fight. Just take it step by step. I can see it in your eyes, 'cause they never tell me lies. I can feel that body shake and the heat between your legs. You've been scared of love and what it did you. You don't have to run. I know what you've been through. Just a simple touch and it can set you free. We don't have to rush when you're alone with me. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, babe. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, babe. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, babe. I feel it coming. have to run. I know what you've been through. Just a simple touch and it can set you free. We don't have to rush when you're alone with me. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, babe. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, babe. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, babe. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, babe.
I'm gonna take a little time to think things over. I better read between the lines in case I need it when I'm older. Now this mountain I must climb feels like the world upon my shoulders. Through the clouds I see the love shine. It keeps me warm as life grows colder. In my life there's been heartache and pain. I don't know if I can face it again. Can't stop now. I've traveled so far, changed this lonely life. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me. I'm gonna take a little time to look around me. I've gotta know what left to hide. It looks like the love has finally found me. In my life there's been heartache and pain. I don't know if I can face it again. Can't stop now. I've traveled so far to change this lonely life. I wanna know what love is. Oh, I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. Oh no, I know you can show me. I wanna know what love is. Oh, I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. Oh, I know you can show me.
At last, relax. Tell me so, oh.
Good evening, everyone. We'll start the post-game press conference. Entrenador, cuando estés preparado, puedes dar una evaluación
So
sobre
first
el
of all,
partido.
good evening,
Lo primero de todo,
everybody.
buenas noches a todos.
I think right now, all of us, starting from myself and then the players, we are frustrated and we are thinking about the details and the mistakes we made that at the end of the day didn't allow us to get an important W tonight, in a night in which we really competed, and we could have deserved even a little bit more. But overall, in this moment of the season, I think it's pretty important that we feel proud of ourselves for the effort we gave, for the togetherness we showed, offensively and defensively. Like, we didn't reach consistency from this standpoint, and I think it's just up to us being consistently this type of team with this kind of effort and togetherness. And I feel tonight has to stay in our minds as an example of togetherness. I think we can build on the top of this, and I believe my team will do it.
Thank you, coach. Question for the coach. One over there, coach, on the right.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
I wanted to ask, you led and controlled the game during the second and third quarters. My question is, what lacked and changed during the fourth that cost you the game ultimately? Thank you.
They started the game with Lyles taking over. He made 2 big shots. Our defense, our pick-and-roll defense in that moment was not great. Then we tried to adjust and we received the paint touch. We adjusted again and then it was a little bit better, but still they got back in the game. And it became a tight game, and then when you play a tight game, the game can go both ways. I think we had, if I'm not wrong, we had during the last minute, down by 2, we had an open 3-pointer with Nadir Hifi that could have changed a little bit the game. It would have not mean it doesn't mean we would have won the game, but for sure we would have had better chances making that shot. So it's a matter of details and plays, and I think that shift in the beginning of the fourth quarter changed the momentum, and then became a tight game, and they just executed better offensively and defensively. I think we still in the process, and I think our management of the last possessions is still a matter of improvement, for sure. We can be better. We can read the situation better. We can keep our composure. We can share the ball a little bit more in the last minute, and that's, it's part of our process. It's part of becoming more experienced, starting from myself, but my players, and in general, I think it's a process we are trying to fulfill. But overall, again, I repeat myself. For us, the thing we have to build on is the consistency and the consistency of the effort and togetherness, the collective offense and the consistent defensive effort.
¿Alguna más? ¿Está bien?
Further questions? That's it?
Don't know what I was thinking. Now here's all I can live in, so we're both to leave town. Yeah, and 'cause I didn't mean to hurt him.
Vale, buenas noches.
Good evening, everyone. We'll continue with the post-game press conference with an assessment from the coach. Well, it was a game that will probably have make the fan happy because these teams faced with a lot of quickness, with energy, character, velocity, with incredible plays, with the plays full of determination, with a lot of effort from our side. From the second half, from the second part of the third quarter, the collective effort was of a high level, I would say. It was especially from some players that were rotating on the court, and with that, we could choose the right moments and maintain. I'm not saying that fresh at least, but at least to maintain with the 5 players that we consider that they needed to finish or close out a game. They've returned that confidence to us. But I think everyone tried today with more or less success, and I think this is a collective win against a team that has played really great today. They've had a response that has been tremendous, full of energy, rhythm like always, and also a great shooting percentage. I think the defense over Hifi has worked today. I'm really happy about that. But against a team that is so talented, there were some advantages that we took. But at the end of the day, we've managed to contain the defense enough so that there were some great shot selections, for example, in the last possessions, so that we could get the W. Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll start with the post-game, with the questions by the journalists. Please state your name and the company you represent. Hi, Sergio. Congrats on the win. I would like to ask you about something that was self-evident in the fourth quarter, how the fan was enjoying how the team was performing the last quarter in this round of 17. Today there was a lot of chemistry between the fans and the team, wouldn't you say that? Well, I think there was a lot of crowd today, real data with real spectators being in the stands in the Movistar Arena. I think that they've enjoyed a great game. I think they've seen their team fight, not giving up, not losing their mind. When there was a bit of fight, we knew that against a high-paced team like Paris, we'd have to expect this, and we couldn't make ourselves nervous because of the pace that we were getting. And we turned this around. That was it. And the defense on the third quarter was outstanding. And I understand that the fans have assessed this and appreciated this at the end. Hi, another question by Agencia F. Congrats on the win. You were saying that the fans have enjoyed about this, about how the team performed. What do you prefer, a game like this or a game that is not as even, or maybe basically where defenses win? What do you prefer as a coach? Well, to prefer it is just basically a sterile, senseless function because, you know, rhythm is played by the players, is determined by the players, and when you have that rhythm that you cannot do it in any other way because this is the high pace that you have to respond, because they give you a lot of opportunities to run, they give you a lot of opportunities to hit the open shots, so you cannot allow yourself in those hard-fought games to not take an open shot. We can maybe argue about the characteristics of a specific game or a specific team in terms of weight, in terms of quickness, in terms of dangers in the three-point line. Maybe we can understand that this isn't our strength from the three-point line, but maybe we can grow from that. Maybe we can respond to that. Maybe the characteristics of the players are those, and that cannot be changed. We cannot change that from on a whim that a 30% shooter can suddenly score 40%, or maybe that we can have from 40 to 60 in terms of quickness. But in a few moments, we have to do those, and we have to find these lineups to change that. For example, Usman Garuba today, in a game, in a certain moment of the game where we had to take advantage of those offensive rebounds, those 50-50 percentages, then he was really important. I would like to highlight the Trey Lyles and Gabriel Deck's game coming off the bench, because we know and we need that there's this capacity from these players that they do not lose the energy or the trust or morale by just coming off the bench. So in general terms, especially the point guards, Sergi, Alberto, Chuma in certain moments, Mario, Lend with some great block shots. I repeat myself, in such a heavy schedule, the protagonists can be different on a daily basis, and the way that you play the games, that can be different. It's also important that even though we came from a tough loss and with so many games as of late, it's important that we found in the last end of the game the energy to run, to shoot, to go for the dive balls, and to just adjust all the advantages or the disadvantages that we had in the middle of this third quarter. Good evening, Sergio. A question by Madridista Real. I would like to ask you about what you commented about Usman Garuba, because he stole some minutes from Tavares, some player that has been important as of late, and maybe he had that impact defensively that he needed in the beginning of the fourth quarter. What are you expecting with this playing minutes by Garuba, and how important can he be in this season? Well, he's basically Usman Garuba, a player that can have an impact in such a short period of time, because he has to produce a lot of energy, and it's very difficult to do it during 8 consecutive minutes. It's even an impossible task. So the good thing from us is that we get the energy from one player or the other, because the plan that we have in with Eddie Tavares is that is working. We are seeing a player that is relatively fresh, that is not punished by injuries. We are trying to maintain this player, even if we take some risk, even if he's not playing as many minutes in some games, and that also depends on Usman Garuba and Alex Leng reacting positively to that. Hi Sergio, Javier. A question by Euro Hoops. I would like to ask you about Andres Felix being out today. Was it a technical decision? Yeah, it was a technical decision. There was a lot of players in that position, and we have to rotate, because that is also depending on a lot of factors that maybe is not as evident from the outside, but it's just true that we cannot play with 4 shooting guards. That cannot be doable, because we have also a useful resource in during this streak of wins. We didn't even need Andres Felix now, but maybe we used that we used Theo Maledon and Feoko Kuno together in the court. So the minutes are there, the players will rotate, some players will play, some players will sit out. So that's it. And maybe 3 shooting guards will play on a certain night. We'll just see it on a daily basis, and we'll see what the game plan will affect us, so that we can decide from that. You were revising about the good performances from your players, but it's difficult not to highlight Theo Maledon, because he had a great mark on the EuroLeague. What do you think of his assessment tonight? I think that Theo Maledon is improving defensively, and I think that's the key for us. It's true that there are some certain games where
cuando uno está trabajando
sometimes
duro
when
para
you are working,
cambiar
it's
algo
tough
de su forma
to
de ser,
switch
tiene
how you
momentos
want
en
to
los que
be.
esto,
There are certain moments where
nos evidencia, momentos como
this
decir, de
cannot
recaída,
be
pero su
felt,
tendencia
but his trend
con
right now,
una línea
it's not
vertical,
upward
sino
like in a
solamente
vertical line. It's
cuya
more like a
tendencia es
roller
claramente hacia
coaster,
arriba,
but also it's
está mejorando.
a trend that is going
Muy
upwards,
importante para
definitely.
nosotros porque
So it is really important to us
muy buen
because
defensor
Facundo Campacho is a
y
great
necesitamos que el
defender,
equipo,
and we
no
need
pierda, ¿no?
the
Tensión
team
defensiva,
not to
presencia
lose
defensiva
the defensive
cuando
presence
Facundo está.
when Facundo Campacho is sitting out. And Teo Maledon on his part,
muy acertado, ¿no? En elegir el objetivo
he
del uno
was
contra
so
uno
right
cuando
in
han
just
empezado a
picking up the
cambiar.
1v1 when there were a lot of people switching defensively, and against those types of defenses he just goes to work on a 1v1 finish so great. And I thank him because I witnessed him about being the number 1 point from the EuroLeague and the 1 million. So we are still going. We will be there. And we will be watching especially some victories from Real Madrid. Thank you so much.